gang? Welcome back to my channel, or if you guys are new, welcome. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, join the It gang. Let's go ahead and just jump into this video, you guys. As you can see by the title, you guys, this is going to be a story time. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into this story time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give you guys like a little background history of just like my life before we actually got deep into the trenches that I went through the hell that I went through. It really started, I guess this story, I could say this story started when I was in college. When I was in college, I was actually like really close. I wouldn't say I was really close to God, but I would say I was like just trying to do my best, like to walk with God. Like I had got me a new apartment. Me and my cousin, we both lived together, so we were both like going to church, like just trying to walk with God, you know. And I had met a guy, and he ended up being my boyfriend. And this is where things kind of started to turn for me just a little bit, because once I met him, I just started questioning things, like, because of course it was my boyfriend at the time. Like I wanted to like go do what you do with your boyfriend, okay? I was being fast, okay? I was being grown, okay? And so I got to questioning, like, well, why don't God want us to do some things like this and then things like this? Like I remember this actually being like a thought in my head. Like I would even talk to, because me, him, and his friend, we would always go out and go like eat lunch or stuff like this, and it would always be just like a topic to me that I would talk about, like, you know, why can't I just be like a fun loving person, and like why do I have to be punished for doing certain things? I don't want to say punished, but why do I have to be like, you know, do certain things this way? And you know, I just really started asking like all of those questions, not knowing that them questions was gonna lead me down a journey, okay, to understanding why like things are certain ways, or like, you know, like in the Bible things might be like, okay, don't do this, or just stuff like that. Like now I understand that, but those like questions led me to just like wanting to like step outside of like God and just like go live my life and do me. And so at that time, my boyfriend at the time, he had introduced me to a guy named Bob Proctor. And if you don't know who Bob Proctor is, he's almost like a prosperity coach or something, like always talking about how you can like manifest what you want, attract what you want, all that good stuff. You know, the movie like The Secret, all that. And so I watched The Secret. Me and him, we listened to Bob Proctor often, and then like we went to like Bob Proctor seminars and stuff. So like I just became very familiar with like just like manifesting, just like using your mind to get what you want, all of that. Like I became extremely familiar with it. And so like between me already like questioning God and then getting familiar with like Bob Proctor and feeling like, oh my gosh, like I can do what I want, like I can get what I want on my own and stuff, like, you know, it really sparked something in me to like just like keep going further down that path. So my boyfriend at the time, we, you know, months passed, blah blah blah. Actually, I don't remember how long we were dating, but like there was a time where we ended up breaking up, and of course I didn't let go of the Bob Proctor stuff. Like I was like fully into it, and like I just started like really believing in like the universe and just like stuff like that. And I remember meeting a friend who, she like, you know, when you're out of a breakup, you won't get into wondering why things went this way and like little stuff like that. Like I had a friend at the time, and like, no shade to you, sis, I love you, like respectfully, you know, I'm just telling this story time, but like she was just like, I would be talking to her about like what I'm going through as far as this breakup and stuff like that, and she was, I don't know how it started, but I believe if she asked me like if I ever like watched tarot or anything, and I was like, I don't know what that is. I'm probably not gonna get into it because I just, you know, I don't know what that is, so I don't know, you know. Girl, I just said I don't know so many times. But so yeah, and so she kept mentioning tarot, and I was like, I don't watch it, I'm probably not going to watch it. And then like one day she was just like, she just sent me a video, and it was like a reading for like Pisces, or you know. So I ended up watching the video, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is like this relates to me. Like, I literally feel like this. Like, this makes so much sense. So from that point on, like, I became like more and more addicted to watching tarot, to just like getting, I was so deep into like the universe, like believing in like these signs, and just like I was like really far deep in it, you guys. So like fast forward, like through this whole like journey of like tarot and everything, like I mean of like the universe and everything, like it was just like, I don't know, it was a very weird, like, it just had me in a really tough position. Just looking back, like I feel kind of embarrassed a little bit, because there was like times where like it was just so real to me, and it was something very like real. Like the spiritual realm is something extremely real, but it's like not every spirit is like a good spirit, or like not every spirit is a spirit that you need to be like allowing into your life, you know. Like I didn't understand that though. I didn't even really understand like spirits. Like I understood the spiritual realm, but the person I am, like I'm always thinking, I was like, you know, I didn't understand that there was like, not that I didn't understand, but it was like I was in a place where I was thinking, okay, you know, spirits, like good spirits and stuff like that. Like I didn't realize there are evil spirits in the world. Like I was just in like this la la land where I was just like, you know, da, 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 happy, doing me, manifesting, like, you know, all type of stuff. And yeah, so like I said, I became very addicted to like watching the tarot and everything, and like I just feel like it just like steered me wrong. There was times where it'd be telling me like, oh, there's a man gonna be coming into your life, he's all this, that, he's gonna be the love of your life, like all type of stuff. And like I would meet a guy and stuff and automatically think like, oh, that's him, that's the guy that's gonna be, you know, in my life. So like I would meet a guy and automatically think, okay, this is my husband. Like it was just so bad, because tarot was like always, it was, I don't even know how to explain. I don't want to say drilling something in my head, because I was choosing to watch them, but it was always like, oh, this, and I was believing everything. So I'm believing like, okay, this man is my husband, and the whole time like this man was doing me wrong, like playing me and stuff, but I'm overlooking all these red flags, because I thought that, I believe since tarot told me that this was gonna be this, then I need to just like, you know, not settle, but like just like chill out, it's all gonna work out because this is my husband, this is my man, blah blah blah, you know. So it was just like little things like that that really like just like almost steered me wrong, and like put me into deeper mess, because I was believing in what that was saying so much. So like this whole universe thing, y'all, I'm trying to tell y'all, I was so deep into like believing in just like the universe, and like that was my God, you know, like the universe was my God. And I can go on and on about how deep I believed in the universe, but I'm gonna go ahead and like get into like the tarot story, like the specific time where like things completely like took a turn, you know. Oh, I forgot to also mention, like I was also like in a position with like the tarot where like it was like, it was a spirit like leading me, but it's like it eventually like turned on me. Like tarot will always say, okay, your spirit guides are trying to like contact you or connect with you. And like at this time in my life, I was extremely like ambitious. I'm still a very ambitious person, but like I really wanted to be rich, I really wanted to be successful, like I really wanted to be famous, like just, you know, the whole little spiel. Like I wanted all of that like badly. Didn't even have no reason for wanting it, I just wanted it. And like I was like, okay, like what are my spirit guides trying to tell me then? Because if they like, you know, they trying to help me, you know, get all these things that I want. Like I said, that eventually turned on me, and I'm gonna tell y'all that. But it was just like very weird, because like it was like the spirit guides, the spirits that were leading me and guiding me were like, whew, y'all, it's really crazy. If you don't understand the spiritual realm, you might not understand this video. But it was like the spirits like almost like tried to gain my trust in a way before they eventually kind of like tried to kill me. In some of the ways that the spirits were like gaining my trust, like in the videos, the tarot videos, it will always say, okay, your spirit guides are trying to contact you. So when you see the color purple, understand like that those are ways your spirit guides show up. Or when you see spiders, your spirit guide is trying to show up and speak to you. And so like I would always like follow that. Like it was so weird. Like when I would be driving, I don't know if y'all have ever noticed at night when you're driving, the headlights on cars will flash purple for like just a second. Like I always catch that. And like when I was deep into this mess, I would always think that was like my spirit guides trying to speak to me. This is how, like, to me the devil works, because he's like manipulative. Like he can maneuver in ways that you can really believe what he's saying, you know, or what the evil is trying to do. Like he can move in such a way that you just like believe it, you know. That's why it's important to me to be just discerning and pray and like really know that whatever is leading you is like, for me and my beliefs, the Holy Spirit leading me. The headlights on the cars will flash purple and I will automatically think, okay, my spirit guides are trying to contact me. And then like also the tarot videos will always say to like read license plates and stuff like that, like these numbers 1111, all that. So it would be like a car and behind me and the headlights would flash purple, and then like it would get in front of me and like the license plates would say something that was like an answer to a question I had, or like, you know, something like that. Like that's why I'm saying like those spirits can gain your trust in ways because it's so real. Like it's so real. So like also like the tarot cards will always talk about how like you're like a star seed. Like that's like I don't know what that is, but like it's like what they say your purpose is here to like elevate the planet, stuff like that, like an indigo child, like stuff like that. And I really believed it because I've always been like a very different person, like never really fit in, but like, you know, also like an encouraging person. So I really believed that like, you know, I was like a star seed. I was intuitive, and I am a very naturally like intuitive person, but like I just believe that I was like that, like I was just this star seed, this indigo child. So with that, and plus like me being a very intuitive person, like I felt I should try to like do like tarot cards myself, you know. This is where things like turned, you guys. So I ended up going to try to find tarot cards. I came to this place, and when I went to this place, like it was literally like stuff for like witches everywhere, and I just had like a really bad feeling when I went in there, and I was like, okay, this is not what I'm looking for, so I'm just gonna go ahead and like leave. So I ended up leaving, and I went to another place, and I went in there. First of all, it was weird because like the spirit, like the feeling in the places were just so weird. Like I remember the woman who checked me out, like it was just so weird, like just a strange feeling. I'm telling you, you gotta be careful when trying to dabble in certain stuff. Certain stuff comes with certain things. But anyways, I found a deck of cards, and I remember checking out, and like I gave her the cards. She was so weird like when checking out, but I checked them out and left, and I started to play with these cards, you guys. I used to smoke a lot of too. I don't smoke anymore. I haven't smoked in like probably like 2 years. It's crazy. Maybe like a little bit over 2 years. I would get really high, start playing with these cards. I would go to like the hill, a little place I used to run up, set out like my little yoga mat, play with my cards, like just getting practice in. Like I will always give myself readings. Also, you guys, tap that bell. Sorry to interrupt this good story, but I just wanted to tell you, tap that bell real quick so that you are notified when the kid is posting. Okay? All right. So one day in particular, I remember like deciding, okay, I'm gonna play with my cards today. I went home, I smoked a little bit, and then I ended up playing with the cards, right? And so I'm playing with the cards. Like when I was watching tarot or like how to do tarot videos, there was like different ways that they will always talk about how you could read tarot. Like you can read it via like the pictures and see like the message it's trying to tell you, or like with the actual meanings behind each tarot card. And so this time in particular, I was just like, I started to like look at the meanings of each card when I was like asking certain questions, like what do I need to know about this, or what do I need to do about this, like, you know. And it was like normal, like stuff was coming out. But then like I started asking other questions, and instead of like looking at the meanings of each card, I decided I was going to like put together the picture, because like I said, some of these learning videos, they show you how to read them, and like you like read them based off the picture that it's giving you. Like each card puts together like the story behind each, you know what I'm saying. If you know, you know. Like if you've dabbled in that, you know. If you dabble in that, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, hello. You know, I hope you enjoyed the story time. But I started asking these questions, like, you know, and looking at the pictures to understand what was being said. And like all I remember is this extremely dark, energy coming over me. Like I was reading the cards, and like what the cards were telling me was just like completely, like it scared me. Like I don't really want to be specific and say what it was, but all I'm saying is like I thought I was going to die. Like what it was saying, it was like I thought I was going to die. Like mind you, you guys, like I thought I was going to die, but what it was saying was like, it was almost saying that like I was going to have to like be injured or something, or like hurt to get what I want almost. Like I don't know, like I told y'all, like I really wanted to win. I really wanted success. I really wanted to be rich. Like, and I'm thinking like the way I was going to have to get it, like I was going to have to like severely go through something to get what I asked, and that I was asking like the universe for. And that's why like nowadays, like with the whole manifesting thing, even in the Bible, I feel like these principles are like taken from the Bible. They just don't include God. You know, like God in the Bible, it says call the things that are not as though they were, which means if you look, I have what, 3,022 subscribers. Call it as though it was what I wanted it to be. I'm about to hit I have 1 million subscribers. That's crazy. Like that's what the Bible says. It also says something like, let the sick say I am healed. Like using your words and your mouth to speak things into existence, and speaking like life, you know. So like even with the manifesting thing, it's like, yes, like the same principles are literally in the Bible. It's just like when we do it in our worldly way, it's like it just doesn't include God, you know. And so that's why I always say now, like when I manifest things, or if I speak some things into existence, I'm manifesting with God, and then like in the name of Jesus. Like my Pinterest board says manifesting in the name of Jesus, because I remember what I went through when I wanted this stuff, but it was like I was going to have to go through stuff to get it. And you still go through stuff in life, but like you guys, what those cards were saying blew my mind. In that moment, you guys, it was like, I don't know how to explain to you guys like the fear that struck me. Like I couldn't even read the cards like at that point. Like I literally was in the corner of my room, like bent up, just like this. Like complete fear, complete darkness came over that room, you guys. Like it was just like the spirits, that they were so strong, and I allowed that in. Like when you use that type of stuff, like you are allowing those spirits to come into your life. You have to be careful with stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. And so yeah, so after that, like every day was fear. Like it was so bad, you guys. Like that was the only thing on my mind all day, every day. I believe it was like either like, shoot, I feel like that happened in like September 2019. So from like September 2019 to like January 2020, I was literally living in fear every single day. It was so bad that I even had to tell my mom, like, Mom, I did something, and like I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm in fear. Like, I'm living in fear. I was literally crying. Like every time I would try to like sit down and like relax and stuff, like it was like my stomach starts to just get into all these like balls and pits, or just like these cramps in my stomach, because like it was so bad, you guys. Like, my health was starting to be attacked. Like, I was literally going through it, okay? And like, I ended up telling my mom. She threw the cards away. She prayed for me, all of that stuff. But like, I promise y'all, I was still going through it. Like, it was so bad. I didn't want to leave the house. Like, I didn't want to drive my car. Every time I would drive, like, I would be in such fear, because I would think something was gonna happen. I thought I was gonna get into like an accident with a truck and die. Like, I thought something was going to happen to me. I thought it. It was so bad. Like, and I thought, like, if nothing was gonna happen to me, then it was gonna happen to my mom. Like, I remember my mom going on vacay and stuff, and I was just so fearful. Like, if it wasn't gonna happen to her, it was gonna happen to somebody else. Like, it was just so, y'all, I'm telling y'all, what I was going through was so bad and so severe that it just, I was like, I couldn't do anything. Like, all I could do is like try to sleep. It was so hard to drive, and it sucked because I had to pick up like my little cousin, sister, and 2 of my cousins, like, from school every day. Like, just to be in that fear and have to take them kids back and forth, like, it just was messing with my mind, because I didn't want nothing happening to them. Like, y'all, it was just really, really, really terrible. Like, I thought I was going to die. And things, you know, I can't tell y'all how deep it went. Like, I could probably do like a part 2 and tell y'all more about like what was really going on after that experience. But like, all I know is only thing I can say is like God himself and me, it's the only ones who knew what I really went through. Like, I can explain it to people all day, but like, if you wasn't actually living what I was living, you can't, like, you know, you really wouldn't understand, because I can speak about it, but that doesn't even like compare to how it actually felt every day. Imagine every day having crippling pain and like anxiety and fear, like crippling, like to where I'm balled up on a couch, like, for how many months, from September to January, every single day, you guys. Like, anytime I would go hang out with friends, I would always think it's gonna be my last time seeing them. Like, I couldn't enjoy anything. I went and got a facial. I couldn't enjoy it. Like, it was so bad. I just really didn't feel safe. Eventually, I just remember like praying. Like, I had to turn, girl, you know when you go through something so bad where you got to turn back to God? I had to turn to God. And I remember one day just being on my knees in my room, and like, I said, God, the God I knew before I dabbled into this stuff. I said, God, what's that from you? And immediately I went to my YouTube page, like, you know, like the app, and I refreshed like the feed on my YouTube page, and it was a big ad that popped up, and it said Diablo. Because I asked God, I was like, God, was that from you, or was that from the devil? At that moment, it gave me peace. And not exactly peace. I can't even say it gave me peace, but it helped me in knowing that what that was did not come from God. So after that moment, like, of course it took me retraining my mind. Like, only things that was helping me to even have a little bit of joy and smile again was I used to watch Denzel Dion on YouTube. He was doing like rating like the awards outfits and stuff, like from when celebrities would go to these different awards, these shows and stuff. And then like Bishop Jakes started popping up on my YouTube timeline. I never really watched him like that. I feel like I watched him like back in the day just a little bit, but like he started popping up. I started watching him, and my mom started telling me about all these other pastors like Stephen Furtick, Michael Todd, all of them. So I really started to watch those videos, and like they started to give me more peace. I forgot to mention, you guys, like I just got reminded of this because I looked at my computer and it says screenshot. Like the warfare that I was going through was so bad. Like, it was so much fear. Like, I couldn't see the word shot. Like, I would automatically think something bad was going to happen. Like, anytime somebody would comment on my pictures and be like, girl, you killed this shoot, like, I would see the word kill and automatically think like something was going to happen to me. Like, it was so bad. But through all of this, like, God had his hand on me the whole time, even though I didn't understand it. Like, I didn't see him or feel him there. Like, even though I was walking through the damn valley of the shadow of death, God was with me. Like, it was weird because I remember particularly right after this happened, I just so happened to like be walking in a fashion show, and the theme of the fashion show was faith over fear. And like, looking back, I knew that that was God right there, who was like, he was teaching me, girl, he was teaching me to have faith and stuff in him. But it's, you know, when you gotta learn something that's just like, we couldn't have did this no easier way. Did I have to go through that? It was like that type of thing. But you know, I learned a major lesson, many major lessons. But eventually, like I said, I was watching all these pastors and stuff, and I decided one day, like, I'm gonna go to church with my granny. Ended up going to church, and it was just so crazy because when I walked in there, like, they immediately started praying for me, touching my head, like praying for my thoughts and stuff. And I didn't even speak to them. Like, I didn't say anything. Like, I didn't tell them what I was going through. But through that experience, like the going to church and everything, like, things started to like lift off of me a little bit more. And it was awesome people that came into my life to help me in my journey with Christ. There was a lady, shout out to Sister Lisa. She used to meet with me every week to do Bible studies. I would tell her, like, I told her what I went through, and she just helped me with all these verses and scriptures on protection, like being under God's protection. And I was just like amazed because like I just knew I could hold on to that. Like, God said he would cover me and keep me and protect me. Like, girl, I could cry right now thinking about that. Like, I remember Psalms 91 I would read that and play that through my sleep, back to back to back to back to back. Like, I would read, that was like the only verse I read for like months, like Psalms 91, and then it was like Psalms 34 or Psalms 23 or something, like the protection verses, you know. And like, then I started to realize God was keeping me and protecting me and covering me. And like, it just helped me to love God even more, like, and to want to follow Christ even more, because I remember following something else, and that something else tried to take me out the game, y'all, like, for real. Like, so I just was holding on to Christ, and that's when my relationship with God just really started to grow. And like, fast forward today, I'm so blessed, you guys. Like, I'm sorry, I don't want to cry, you guys, but like, I went through something so deep, and like, I can't tell y'all how bad it really was. But like, just to be here today is just a blessing. Like, my relationship with God didn't develop overnight. It was just a daily thing, like seeking God daily. When I didn't feel God closer, like, I remember asking God, like, there's these people who have this deep love for you in their heart, God, and I would tell him, like, God, I don't feel that all the time. Like, I want to feel that for you. And like, just a little bit at a time, God started to like really reveal himself, and I just really started to fall deeper in love with God and God's ways, because I know the other way. Trust me, I know, I've been there, okay? And so, you know, things just really have changed for me, and like, I'm just blessed, and like, God has been covering me. I still hold on to Psalms 91, y'all, and I'm telling you, to this day, I've been protected. I've always been protected, you know, but I just didn't know it in that season because something was like so loud in my voice telling me otherwise, you know? I mean, loud in my ear telling me otherwise. And yeah, like, I'm just a child of God, and I'm blessed now, okay? I believe in Jesus, okay? I believe in Jesus. So when y'all see me on my social media posting about Jesus, when you talking to me, asking me for advice, and God is always in it, just know I went through some things, and like, this is literally my way of life now, because this is what gives me peace. This is what gives me joy. This, you know, this is what helps me feel safe and comfortable. That's the story time when this tarot stuff just went completely wrong. I mean, dragged me through the pits of hell. I was so alone, y'all. And by the way, like, I tried to protect myself spiritually too when I was in that. Like, I was always buying sage and stuff, burning sage, trying to cleanse myself. Like, when I tell you nothing worked, I was buying stones. Like, nothing worked. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. The smell of sage, like, I can smell sage to this, like, now and be okay. But like last year, like, the smell of sage would completely, like, or like not Palo Santo, but like sage, it would just completely like trigger me back into that place, because I remember how much I would try to sage myself when I was like, you know, with them, dealing with them spirits, and nothing worked until I started reading Psalms 91, and I stand on that firmly, okay? But you guys, that's all I have for y'all. If y'all want to know more about like what happened, like, I could really get more into detail, but as for right now, I'm gonna leave it here. I thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you watched this far, like, I appreciate you. Thank you. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Join the It Girl gang, period. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all on the next video. Bye.